Hello there, Chris from Beresford's Accountants. So just had the announcement from Rishi Sunak regarding the measures that are going to be implemented for the self-employed, which is, long overdue, and certainly I've had clients absolutely clamouring all over me for any sort of help that they can get and what's available. So they've entitled it the Self-Employed Income Support Scheme, and it pretty much mirrors the assistance that employed people are getting with the 80% of salaries. So what they've said is you can claim 80% of your average monthly turnover over the last 3 years. But he did then go on to say, I think following a question, that if you haven't got 3 years of accounts, you can do it over 2 or even 1. However, people who have become self-employed more recently and don't have any accounts, unfortunately you're going to have to rely on the welfare state for that. So anyone who's had sort of a year's worth of self-employment, you can have access to this scheme. What he also said was that anyone who hasn't filed their tax return, and obviously should have been filed by the end of January, they're giving you an extra 4 weeks to do that, to take advantage of this scheme. So anyone who hasn't filed it, get it filed as soon as you can, and to take advantage of this scheme. He also quite interestingly said that you can claim it and continue to do business. So I'm assuming from that, if you are someone who is in a what might be termed a key position, someone who maybe, I don't know, fixes alarms, for example, in residential homes and stuff like that, that you can continue to do work and claim the grant as well. It will cover the majority of self-employed people, and it is self-employed with trading profits up to £50,000. So anyone who's had over that, looks like unfortunately you're unable to claim. It says 95% of self-employed people will benefit. He also said that the scheme won't actually be available until June, which is a bit disappointing. However, you can understand this is a massive system that they're trying to build and implement. So it's not something that can be done overnight, and up until then you're going to have to rely on the welfare state. HMRC will contact you, so if you're on the record as being self-employed, they will contact you. You will have to complete a form and send it back. So I'm imagining accountants like us are going to be particularly busy around that time to assist in helping with figures and form completion back to HMRC. Other measures that are in place that are in place now is that the deferred payment on account, which was due July, has now been deferred till the end of January 2021. So that will help not having to find that in a few months' time. Those who are looking at universal credit, there was normally a 5-week wait until the first payment. They are now basically giving you an advance payment, which will be with you virtually instantly as soon as the forms are completed. So those who are self-employed, who can't afford to wait until the end of June, who are going to have to rely on that is available. And he said that you will get a payment fairly quickly on that. And that, I think, was pretty much it. What he did say, when it does come out in June, if you haven't claimed anything between now and June, you will get 3 months payment in one go. Also, it is capped at £2,500, so it mirrors the benefit for employed people. So the cap is £2,000. So if you are at that cap, you're going to get £7,500 in June, by the sounds of it. He then went on to, he did actually mention about how open the potential scheme is to fraud, and his term, which I liked a lot, was don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, which I thought was quite good, in that we are looking after the many. There are always going to be a few abusers of the system or attempts to abuse the system, and we've certainly seen that already across various accountants groups that we're looking at when it comes to the reclaim of wages and salaries up to 80%. So it is going to be open to fraud. It is, in my view, unethical for people to try and exploit the system that is in place for their benefit, but you're always going to get get the odd, and let's hope they're obviously in the minority. But that was a bit of a summary of what I picked out from the assistance for self-employed. I'm going to release this first video without subtitles so that it's up there quicker, but I'm going to do another version with subtitles as well later on. So, you know, if you've got any comments below, if you want to ask any specific questions, please let me know. If you haven't got an accountant, don't really know where to start, again, please just let us know. I'm sure we'll be happy to help you out. Chris from Beresford's, and yeah, stay safe.